afternoon to one and all present here. Today I am going to be of class 9. I am going to tell about the most interesting and unknown facts about space. Next slide please. First, Mercury has a tail. Many people know that planet has tail, comet has tail. But have you heard about a planet that has one? Mercury has a comet-like tail that is produced by the solar wind that pushes off the sodium atoms from the planet's surface. Sir?
Slow down.
It's not easy to see. You will have to take a long exposure photo using a telescope with a special filter. Next slide please. There is a man buried on moon. Eugene Shoemaker, a co-discoverer of the famous Shoemaker-Levine comet, was the founder of astrology and was said to be the first geologist to walk on moon. Unfortunately, health issues prevented him from flying to the moon in his lifetime, and instead he trained Neil Armstrong and other astronomers for the Apollo missions. In 1997, he went to Australia where he died in a car accident, and in his honor contribution to the planet science, his ashes was carried and then buried on moon. Next slide please. There is a planet likely made up of diamonds. An exoplanet 55 Centauri located 40 light years away from us might be covered in diamond. Sound nice, but we would not like to visit the place anymore. We like to sunbath at 2400 degrees Celsius and breathe hydrochloric acid. Next slide please. Saturn has a hexagon-shaped storm. Saturn's north pole hosts a multi-layer storm with an unusual hexagon shape. It was first discovered in 1981 by the NASA Voyager spacecraft. Later in 2006, the Cassini spacecraft provided more detailed images and data. It revealed that the storm is about 300 km tall and 29,000 km wide and is possibly composed of atmospheric gases moving at a speed of 320 km per hour. The hexagon sides are about 14,500 km long and 2,000 km longer than the Earth's diameter. Next slide please. Yes, sir.
We like to hear it again. I did not know that it had hexagonal shape.
Okay, sir.
Saturn. Let's have it again. This portion.
Saturn has a hexagon-shaped storm. Saturn's north pole hosts a multi-layer storm with an unusual hexagon shape. It was first discovered in 1981 by the NASA Voyager spacecraft. Later in 2006, the Cassini spacecraft provided more detailed images and data. It revealed that the storm is about 300 km tall and 29,000 km wide and is possibly composed of atmospheric gases moving at a speed of 300 km per hour. The hexagon sides are about 14,500 km long and 2,000 km longer than the Earth's diameter. Next slide please. There is a huge cloud of floating water in space. We know that Earth is not only the space object with water. For example, Europa, one of the Jupiter's moon, is thought to have an ocean that may contain twice the volume of water found on our planet. However, the largest reservoir of water in space is floating around the quasar, 20 billion light years away from us, is a cloud of water vapors that cover hundreds of light years and contain 140 trillion times more water than found on our planet. Next slide please. Lego figures were sent to orbit Jupiter.
Hello. When you say next slide, please
Yes, sir.
look up a little.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Either on this side or to the person who's changing it.
Okay, sir. Next slide, please. Lego figures.
Hello.
Lego figures were made to orbit Jupiter to get kids interested in space and science. Lego made 3 minifigures that was sent by the NASA that was placed on the Juno space probe sent by the NASA to explore Jupiter. In the Lego crew include Galileo Galilei, who discovered the 4 biggest giant moons, the god Jupiter himself, and the wife Juno, after which the mission was named. Next slide, please. Neptune has completed one orbit around the Sun since its discovery. Neptune is the outermost major planet that was discovered in 1846. It was the first planet that was found with the use of mathematics. And Neptune is so far that it cannot be observed with optics. A year on Neptune lasts 164.8 Earth years, and that's why it has completed one course to discover circle that was in 2011. Next slide, please. There are more trees on Earth than the stars in Milky Way. You might have heard about that there are more stars in the universe than the grains of sand on our planet. We know that the cosmos is large, so it does not sound surprising. But It's hard to believe that the space can be inferior to us in some way. Strange as it might seem, it's true. There are, at a rough estimation, there are about 100 to 400 billion stars in our galaxy, and there are more than 3 trillion trees on our planet. Next slide, please. These are my resources. Next slide, please. You can have a nice day.
I hope no one here would have known all these facts what Gaurav has presented. Now, without wasting much time, our next topic is blockchain and cryptocurrency programming. And to present it, I would like to call Yashika of class 9A. Over to you, Yashika.
Good morning to one and all present here. Today, I, Ashika of class 9A, stands before the mic to throw some light on the topic blockchain and cryptocurrency programming. So let's begin. Next slide, please. What is a block? A block is a section of software code or an algorithm in software programming. A block can consist of one or more statements or declarations. It is possible for a block to contain one or more blocks nested within it. It is the largest amount of disk space that can be allotted to a file. Next slide, please. What is blockchain technology? Blockchain is the digital and decentralized reader technology that records all transactions. The concept is a system that is decentralized and via network nodes. Blockchains are eliminating the requirement of trust among individuals for simple transactions involving accounts, balances, or ownerships of properties. Next slide, please. How does the blockchain work? A blockchain is a distributed database that maintains a list of ordered records called blocks. A blockchain is a decentralized, distributed, and public distributed reader that is used to record transactions across many computers so that the record cannot be altered retroactively without the alteration of all subsequent blocks and the consensus of the network. Next slide, please. History of blockchain. In 1991, research scientists named Stuart Haber and Scott Stronita introduced blockchain technology. These scientists wanted some computational practical solutions for time-stamping the digital documents so that they could not be misdated. So both scientists developed a system with the help of cryptography. In this system, the timestamped documents are stored in a chain of blocks. Next slide, please. Types of blockchain. There are two types of blockchain. First, public blockchain. A public blockchain is one where everyone is free to join and participate in the core activities of the blockchain network. Anyone can read and write the ongoing activities on a public network, which helps achieve the self-governed, decentralized nature often taught in when blockchain is discussed. Second, private blockchain. A private blockchain is a decentralized distributed reader operated by a single entity or a group of participants that can control the access to the network. It has the power to determine who can view and create data on the blockchain. Next slide, please. What is cryptocurrency? Cryptocurrencies are digital tokens. They are a type of digital currencies that allow people to make payments directly to each other through an online platform. Cryptocurrencies have no legislated values. They are simply what people are willing to pay for them in the market. Next slide, please. Applications of blockchain. Following are the applications of blockchain. First, in financial services, blockchain increases settlement speed to real time and enables real-time transactions. It also has application for simplifying operations such as placing bank guarantees and letters of credits across parties. Second, blockchain power cryptocurrencies, which are digital currencies that are maintained by a decentralized system resulting in cheaper and faster transactions. Third, blockchain can also be used to reduce fraud and other trust-related issues in digital advice. At last, I want to end my presentation with a beautiful quote. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in getting up every time we do. Thank you and have a great day ahead.
That was indeed a good presentation. Now I would like to call proof of class 9A with his topic, Mr. Satish Dhawan, who was a former scientist of ISRO, former chairman of
Good afternoon, everyone. Today at our class 9A, I'm here to present on the of Mr. Satish Dhawan. Next slide, please. In today's time, where rare and new things are happening every day, let's get to know about one such rare person, that is Mr. Satish Dhawan. He was born on 25th September 1920 and died on 3rd January 2002. Next slide, please. Let's look at his remarkable education qualifications. First, University of Punjab, BA in Mathematics and MA in English Literature and a BE in Mechanical Engineering. Second, University of Minnesota, MS in Aeronautical Engineering. Third, Institute of Technology, Aeronautical Engineering. Next slide, please. Having known about this medical student, let's see the positions he has in professional capacity at Indian Institute of Sciences. First, Scientific Officer. Second, Professor and HOD of AE. Third, Director. Next slide, please. 1971-1972, Dhawan was granted a sabbatical by the IISc. He went off to his alma mater, Caltech, hoping to dirty his hands with research. While he was away, something very shocking for the Indian space sector happened. It was the death of Vikram Sarabhai, another rare personality who helped Indian space missions to take a flight. He was offered to now guard the space sector as the head of depth of the space by the then PM Indira Gandhi. He accepted, but put forward the following conditions. The conditions were: Department of Space will have to be located in Bangalore and not in Delhi. Second, he will continue his association with IISc. Next slide, please. He successfully launched many space missions and put India on the global map as a space power. Next slide, please. Although we were putting in our best efforts, but a satellite failure happened. However, this could not stop him from looking forward, but gave him more strength to keep going, and finally he achieved that. Next slide, please. But we, however, got to know from this is that he never took the burden of his failure and answered the press conference. And later, when the same mission got successful, he let his teammates to take credit for it. Next slide, please. We are moving towards Atmanirbhar Bharat, but seeds of this idea was sown very early on by him. When he spoke for indigenous industry participation in the ISRO projects, when today hundreds of industrial firms, both public and private, manufacture a wide range of space quality hardware for ISRO. Next slide, please. This is the space station which was named after him post his death in 2002. Next slide, please. You can look at some pictures from his life. Next slide, please. These are the references. Next slide, please. Thank you very much.
Very well explained. The Simpsons accidentally predicted real-life events, showing surprise in foreseeing future with unintentional influence. To tell more about this, we have Shashwat of 9B.
Good morning to the gracious presence. I, Shashwat Jain of class 9B, am here to unveil the predictions made by The Simpsons. Next slide, please. The Simpsons is back in the headlines with the return of a fan favorite character after 33 years. The animated show has covered a lot of subject matter over the course of its nearly 700 episode run. While it retains a devoted fan following across the globe, it's also been kept strangely relevant in recent years, thanks to an uncanny pattern of headlines that suggest only one thing: The Simpsons can predict the future. So, what did The Simpsons predict? Could it be that The Simpsons really predicts world event, or the world is just following The Simpsons script? So let's have a look on some of the predictions. Next slide, please. Smartwatches. In the classic season 6 episode of The Simpsons, Lisa's Wedding, there were more than a few jokes about the future tech, with only one really getting the future right. The episode showed a brief moment where Hugh talks about his watch, predicting the rise of smartwatches almost 2 decades before the first one would be introduced to the world. Next slide, please. Donald Trump's presidency prediction. The episode of Bart to the Future premiered in 2000, where Bart Simpson saw his and his sister's future. The leader of the country was Lisa Simpson. Lisa mentioned that the United States was tasked with the fixing of the economy after the former Donald Trump's presidency. Not only was Trump elected president in 2016, but one scene from the show looked as it was almost replicated in real life. In the same episode, a crowd of people watched as Donald Trump descended an escalator. It's a scene that's now among the Simpsons predictions that came true. Next slide, please. Faulty voting machines. Treehouse of Horror 12 seems to have predicted an electoral mishap related to former President Barack Obama. A brief moment depicts Homer voting for Obama in a booth, but is soon revealed to have been tallied as one for John McCain. A similar event would occur in 2012 with a viral YouTube video showing an incorrectly registered vote. Instead of the vote in a booth in Pennsylvania being counted for Obama, it appears to have been tallied for Mitt Romney, sparking controversy among the public. Political predictions like this one tend to generate controversy, but for loyal fans, it's all in good fun. Next slide, please. A more recent prediction from The Simpsons became clear earlier this year when fans made the connection between the Titanic submersible disaster and the episode Homer's paternity court. In the episode, Homer finds a man he thinks is his long-lost father and agrees to venture into the depths of the ocean with him in an attempt to an old ship. Disaster strikes and Homer gets stuck, but thankfully opens his eyes in a hospital a few days later. Last June, a real-life submersible carrying 5 passengers toward the sunken Titanic unfortunately imploded. The expedition to see the wreck dominated conversations around the world. The tragedy has raised crucial questions about safety regulations and protocols to prevent a similar event from ever happening again. Next slide, please. Conclusion. In recent years, The Simpsons has become notorious for its ability to predict the future. But how has the show managed to predict so many future events? The Simpsons has been accused of being the result of everything from psychic abilities to time travel. Thanks to more than a handful of episodes, somehow managed to portray oddly specific events before they happen. The popularity of viewer speculation has led to an entire Disney Plus collection dedicated to episodes that supposedly showed the future before it happened. Audiences have also spent hours meditating through The Simpsons' 33 seasons to find more examples of eerie connections, but many of them cannot offer a proper explanation for how the show has managed to do this over and over again. Many fans say that the predictions are true, while others say that The Simpsons edit their episodes after they're happening. With the end, it remains a mystery. Next, please. I would like to end my presentation with a beautiful quote by Abraham Lincoln. The most reliable way to predict the future is to create it. Next slide, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Shashwat. The dawn of sustainable energy marks a shift to eco-friendly sources, harnessing natural power and ensures a greener, sustainable future. For same, we have branched off 9.
A very warm welcome to everyone. Standing before the mic is Pranjal Singh from Class 9B presenting on sustainable energy. Next slide, please. Topics to be covered are why green energy, types of green energy, current and future state of green energy, COP28 and the challenges. So what is green energy? Green energy, also known as renewable energy, refers to the energy that is generated from the natural resources and are replenished naturally. So, why green energy? According to the World Health Organization, about 99% of the people breathe in the air that exceeds air quality and threatens their health. And more than 13 million deaths are recorded each year due to avoidable environmental causes, including air pollution. The unhealthy level of fine particulate matter and nitrogen dioxide originate mainly from burning of fossil fuels. Energy independence. Unlike finite fossil fuels, renewable sources like solar, wind, tide, and hydro sources are limitless and sustainable, providing an everlasting and environmental friendly energy solution for all nations. Cost effective. Renewable energy is the cheaper power option and the prices for renewable energies are dropping rapidly. Next slide, please. Types of green energy. There are many types of green energy, but we will be covering only 5 of them. As we know, solar energy is generated from the sun's radiation, hydro energy from the movement of water, mostly by damming the rivers. Bioenergy is converted from the organic materials and waste. Tidal energy is generated from the movement of tides. And wind energy is generated from the conversion of kinetic energy of wind into electrical energy. Next slide, please. What is the current state of renewable energy? India ranks fourth globally in overall renewable energies. Solar power installed capacity increased approximately 30 times from 2.6 gigawatt to 70.10 gigawatt since 2014. In COP28, nearly every country agreed to transition away from the fossil fuels, which are the main driver of climate change. This is the first time that such an agreement has been reached in the 28 years of international negotiations. What will be the future of renewable energies? Increased India's total renewable capacity to 500 gigawatt by 2030, net zero emission by 2070, and the Indian government has set a target to achieve electrification of the country's vehicle by 2030. Next slide. Now COP28. The 28th United Climate Nation Conference of the parties take from November 30 to December 12, 2023 in Dubai. Some decisions made at COP28 includes loss and damage fund. Fund will be serviced by a new dedicated and an independent secretariat. The fund will also be supervised and governed by the board. Second, fossil fuels. For the first time, all the nations formally agreed to move away from the fossil fuels, which are the rapid ramp to the renewable energies. City governments. The effort of city government should be firmly recognized in COP decisions document. Reporting tools. The final version of the reporting tool should be made available to the parties by June 2024. Next slide, please. What are the challenges to clean energy? First, storage. The lack of power storage at an affordable cost is a drawback. Reliability. Most of the renewable energies are dependent upon weather, climate, and the geography of an area. Like solar power cannot be generated in cloudy weathers and night. Infrastructure. The renewable energy infrastructure needs large area of investment. High initial cost. Renewable energy needs large amount of investment towards setup, research and development. Thank you and have a nice day.
Thanks Pranjal for sharing the information. Teachers serve the country by shaping future generations. Students contribute by learning, applying knowledge and becoming active informed citizens. So to clear our doubt about who serves the country more, teachers or students, here is Aditya of 9th.
Good morning everyone. I am Aditya of class 9B. Today I am going to present a very debatable topic, which is who serves our country more, teachers or soldiers. Next slide please. In this slide we will be talking about what is a teacher. A teacher is a person who helps others to acquire knowledge, competencies or values. It is designation for the profession for someone who devotes himself in the field of education through private education interactions. In short, a teacher is one who teaches or instructs. ABCBT, which stands for anybody can be a teacher. Yes, even a person younger than you can be a teacher. Nowadays, students are becoming teachers as they have developed many new skills that they teach to others. Next slide, please. What do teachers contribute to our country? They contribute to the social, economic, and intellectual development of our country. Teachers are responsible for imparting knowledge and skills to the next generation. They provide economic support as they teach students to make great contributions. Next slide, please. Now we will be talking about what is a soldier. A soldier is a person who can do anything to protect one's country no matter the cost is. Most importantly, the soldier's duty is to maintain peace and harmony of the country. Next slide please. What do soldiers contribute to our country? They help our country to get protected by foreign threats. They are like a firewall in a computer which do not allow threats to enter their computer. Next slide please. Now we come to the conclusion. The child learns from a teacher the real meaning of patriotism. It is the teacher who instills in a child the love for the nation. Even when a student goes through his training as a soldier, it is again a teacher who has to teach him, train him to become one. Next slide please. Next slide please. Thank you and have a nice day.
Thank you, Aditya. From shells to cryptocurrencies, money reflects people's needs, technological advancement, and trust in economic system over time. Now we have Ayush Jain of 9th with his topic Evolution of Money.
Good afternoon to my all present here. I am Ayush of class 9B and I am here to present my topic on evolution of money. Money has been played a crucial role in human society, evolving over the centuries. Let us explore the journey from barter to cryptocurrency. Next slide please. Table of content. First, the barter system. Second, the representative money. Third, the age of fiat money. And fourth, the digital revolution. Next slide please. The barter system. Money has been part of human history for at least past 5,000 years in some or another. Before that time, historians generally agree the system of bartering. It is a direct trade of goods and services on their perceived value. Strengths and challenges of barter system was to facilitate trade but lack standardization and divisibility. Next slide please. Representative money. It includes coin or any token, physical token like a certificate that can be exchanged for a fixed amount of commodity like gold and silver. The earliest form of representative money traces back to the Asian empire of China, Egypt and India. Advantages and limitation of representative money is it enhances probability, stability and reliance on metal, restricted the supply and poses operational challenges. Next slide please. The age of fiat money. Fiat money is government issue currency that is not backed by a commodity such as gold. Fiat money gives central bank a greater control over the economy because they can control how much money is being printed. Example of fiat money are US dollar, Indian rupees, etc. Global impact of fiat money are adoption of fiat money increase global trade, enable government to freely control monetary supply such as economic growth. Next slide please. The digital revolution. First, cashless transaction. The Demonetization Act in 2016 accelerated the adoption of digital payment in India. Traditional cash transaction dominate the global economy, serving as tangible means of exchange. Next, electronic payment. Electronic payment or e-payment are the way of making transaction or paying bill online through the electronic medium without the use of physical check or cash. Example are mobile wallet and online banking. Second, cryptocurrency. It is a digital currency which is an alternative form of payment creating using encryption algorithm. It disrupts the traditional financial system, offering the secure transaction. Next slide please. The future of money. First, central bank digital currency, also known as CBDCs, are the form of digital currency issued by the country's central bank. They are similar to cryptocurrency except that their values are fixed by the central bank and equivalent to the country's state money. Second, decentralization finance. Power individual with an open permissionless financial system leveraging blockchain technology. Second, cashless society. Rapidly advancing technology and changing customer preferences may herald a future where physical cash becomes absurd. Next slide please. Conclusion. From barter system to digital currency, money has transformed the way we exchange value and shapes society. The evolution of money will continue to impact finances and society, shaping the economic and redefining financial system. Next slide please. Thank you.